Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another One Piece manga review. We are here reviewing chapter 1116, Conflict. We will touch on maybe like one or two things from 115 because we didn't give you all that review. But basically, everything is leading up to this. And join me as always, we got Jazz and Versen. Jazz, how you doing today, brother?
Oh man, I'm doing well. Battling a little bit of a cough, but don't worry, I got my prescribed drugs, baby. So I just want you to know I got them prescribed. He's legal.
Yeah, he is legal. I feel that. Look,
Uh,
well,
Jazz, literally this week, and I think part of next week, they're debating making it illegal in Louisiana again. Just letting you know, big boy.
got
Drugs?
my no, he got real drugs. You talking to me? I got my prescriptions right here.
Okay.
In the
Oh.
wallet.
Oh no. You know I don't partake. Me and that leaf, our bodies don't mingle. You know what I'm saying? It's like soul resonance. We don't really
Man,
do.
they better not make it. See, I don't. This is not the podcast to talk about that. We're talking
I
about One
know,
Piece,
I know.
but I don't think it's gonna happen because too many people not my color make a lot of money off of it in LSU, and there's people involved that I think will lobby
Lynn,
against them doing that.
all right. First of all, sorry, we can just cut this, but for the record, Lynn, they literally just signed a bill saying that they're taking it away from LSU. Like, what are you talking
Oh,
about?
they are. Holy
They're giving
shit.
it, yeah, dude. They're taking it away from the two universities and giving it to some private industry folks.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
already
that's
happened.
fucked up.
oh. Well, then
Yeah,
okay, but that's what keep that
it's
fact right there.
it's in the
I think it'll
it's in
keep it
the
around. I
well
think it'll keep
see
because
well
those people will
see
lobby and give money to
but here's the thing,
Yeah.
they passed that to try and fight the dogs off, but like they're still in the Senate right now being like, we're just gonna take it away in general.
Oh, if they do that, what chumps?
Yeah,
What
I don't
chumps?
know, like whatever. Anyway, hello.
Oh, hi. Well, we have Versen as well. Versen, how you doing, sir?
Hey everybody, I'm doing all right. Just making a note, this is the third time in a row Jazz has been introduced first, but I love him.
No,
So
I don't think so. I think I went to
Damn.
you first last
get
time,
in the
and
comments.
that's why I went to Jazz first this time because I distinctly remember going to
Lynn,
you
you think
first
that
last time.
every time. You think that every time.
I think about switching. I do. I think about going to
And
Jazz.
then you stay the pace.
I got
You're like,
yeah. We
Jazz
gotta we gotta
again.
we gotta we gotta log this. I'm gonna go check this after.
Get in the comments.
Please do,
Everyone, please rewatch every episode.
and I'll be vindicated because I definitely went to Versen first last time. But I digress. We're here reviewing
Feel
chapter
free to lie.
116. Great chapter. We're in the shits right now. Basically, from 115, found out that the world's underwater and people are giving their reactions. Are the real world's underwater, not the world that they're living in currently. And we find out some more details in chapter 116 that's important. Real quick, anything from 115 that y'all wanted to discuss? I had just one thing, and it's seeing those pirates in be the kid pirates. That makes me think that's Oda's way of saying kid pirates coming back. I'm on that bandwagon. I got my kid figure back. He's back.
Oh, that's so sad.
He's back, and he's back to being used. He's gonna, he's gonna grow.
Oh, he's being used all right.
And then
he's
look,
being used
if
for plot.
they get, if he comes back stronger, he'll go up a tier. But right now he's at the bottom. Got to work his way up.
Damn.
I see. So
All it
Sabo
took was
and Midori
all it
are
took was the
most.
Morrow Black.
They're sharing a tier with them. Anyway,
Yeah. Facts. No, Shanks, Luffy, and my boy. Their dudes are Lemillion. Those dudes are goats.
Yeah.
So
You were getting in on this, Jazz, before I tear it apart.
Well,
do you really just like it for a gag? Do you like is that really just your whole thing?
Well, no, I mean, first of all, I think it's pretty funny. I'm so sorry, Jazz, that you're coughing up a lung there.
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Probably from not smoking all that weed. But anyway, Lynn, the thing about it is though, is like I don't mind it for a gag. I think it's a fun gag. But see, part of the whole thing with Kid is that we're constantly shown he does Luffy ass shit and then can't measure up. Like in story, that's like his whole point. That's why he's a foil.
Yeah, sure.
I think this is to show that, like, whenever it happened with Luffy, it was to show that they weren't done and dusted. The world thought it was going to happen, and then it didn't. I think if anything, this is more of a nail in the coffin for Kid, being like, and this time it's true.
Ooh, see,
like,
no,
Kid,
I see. I'm
like
on the.
it's almost like a reverse Buggy thing.
I'm on the path that he has to learn. Like, then that makes, and Oda has said before, like, Law grew, but he always had a plan for Kid, and he wanted to use Kid for something. Like, I don't know if this will be, like, to me, I feel like this is a place because unlike Law, Kid still has his crew with
Wait,
him.
I just realized these aren't even in Impel Down. They're in G4. They have allegedly Captain Kidd.
Yeah,
And they
they in
don't
some.
even have him in Impel Down. They have him in G4.
Well, I don't think they believe that. Don't do that. I
That's
don't
kind of,
think-
but that's kind of crazy.
I don't
But
think
that's
they
kind of
believe that's him.
crazy. That's kind of crazy if they did, because they would put a 3 billion berry man
in G4.
G4.
Well, come on,
and
bro.
not
Yeah,
in
speaking
Not
Impel
of
doing
Down.
that.
which, I'm just saying who I need to know a small story of who got paid to bring them in and got 3 billion berry for this fodder.
Well, look. First off, it's not the real ones, so I don't think the Marines are stupid enough to buy that.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
think,
Yeah.
I'd like to believe
Okay.
not, but I think my man gonna come back strong. Shout out to our guy Jay. He posted an idea in our Discord. I'll say his right now.
That you stamped down.
What you mean I stamped down?
You said you didn't believe it because he's in the ocean.
Well, yeah, no, for sure.
Go on.
It's not I don't believe the location, but I believe the sentiment is I think he washed up to Elbaf, me personally. But some people are saying that, because we're finding out that the One Piece civilization is underwater, Kid may be somewhere underwater at an underwater city recovering. I personally don't think that works because his devil fruit and everything, he's already underwater. I'm more of the belief he washed up to Elbaf and is now, trying to figure his way back up.
See, if he's gonna do that, I don't think he's gonna make like a submarine unless he find Lost Submarine, which I guess is currently in
MIA?
prison. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, he can
yeah,
make like
MIA.
I think he can make a diving bell, I guess
Mhm.
theoretically. But also I don't know, man, with Killer being his right hand and also now affected by the devil fruits, that's kind of a. But listen, my point is, look, do I think Kid is like gone? No, I think he's probably on Elbath. I think he might even play a role in Elbath. I don't think he's meant to do anything more than be somebody that either Luffy whoops up on or Luffy doesn't even really necessarily acknowledge like that. Like, except maybe he'll like hang out with Loki and be like a second in command as like the Elbath arc villain. But I don't think, much like how Law has been knocked out a little bit, I don't think Kid is at all going to be anything relevant. I think Luffy becoming Yonko officially meant that the rest of the supernovas were basically disbanded. And I think Demalo Black is being used in the same way that Buggy is used, where Buggy is perpetually being pushed up through the story, up through the ranks to show like, okay, anything below this level is no longer relevant. That's why Buggy is also Yonko right now.
Ooh, see, yeah, I don't know. I think Kid's coming back. I do believe it. We shall see. Anything
Yeah.
else?
The only thing, right? The only thing that I could feel for Kid coming back that would make a lot of sense is that like we're hearing all this stuff about flooding and like islands are gonna need to be saved in a certain sense. And I'm not saying Kid's gonna save islands, but his devil fruit ability is kind of useful for that. Considering that like he can put a magnetic pose on and literally anything. So like it's still useful.
Also,
now it'd be some
if we get
fuck
naval
shit
battles,
it'd be
he's
some
useful.
fuck shit if that nigga dies and somebody else get his fruit, but that's just me. I don't feel like that's gonna happen, but like,
he can shoot powerful lasers at people, bro. If we're about to have to, if this place
unless he's being
floods,
snuck.
well, look, I think if this place floods, you need someone to fight in the seas, and he can fight on his boat pretty well and be a good person to have in the cause against
Len,
the Gorosei and all these peeps.
if naval battles were getting more relevant in One Piece, I think it would have happened by now. Don't get me wrong, I want it to be the case.
I'm trying to give my boy Jazz
dude,
some love, bro.
I wish it was.
I love less, but
wish, dog.
me too, dude. I wish that and mercenaries were more of a thing. But let's keep in mind, we had a perfect setup to do naval battle shit in Wano. And instead, the three most powerful members jumped 5,000 yards in the distance and then just boxed ships.
Sometimes I think they put cannons on like ships just because it looks cool. I don't even think they're using them, John.
No,
they use them, bro. We don't do that. Y'all are big slander right now.
The cannonballs haven't mattered since East Blue because of Gum Gum Balloon, though.
Look,
against the Straw Hats, we're talking about, but we've seen them fire at other peeps.
But even Denjiro showed up on that boat and did a sword storm.
Oh, for sure.
There was no cannons being used. He was just he was just fuck it, big ass slash.
Gum Gum Balloon, room, shambles, and then
they're underwater.
Kid does.
But look, I'm just saying
Kid
in
just sends
that,
them right back at him.
they beat the Kaido fodder. I'm just saying, Marines still shoot their things,
But they weren't
and
supposed to be fodder. And also, what, you're bringing up Marines to argue fodder on fodder violence?
no, but I'm just saying
They've
we
been
could
fodder
see
since day one.
there's going to be so many people gathered for this final war. I could see the Marines being in the ocean while the shit's flooded and firing off on people, because I think the flood's going to happen.
Lynn, you know what's going to happen? We're going to start with a naval battle around either Raftail or Marijoa on the red line. Shit's going to pop off, and then everyone who's relevant is going to get their ass on dry fucking land immediately. And then maybe there will be a naval fight in the background. But anyone who's relevant in One Piece fights on ground. We do not fight ship to ship, generally speaking.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm playing devil's advocate for my guy Kid to be alive. All right, let's get into.
Yeah, I did just want to say chapter 115, I think overall was very good. Sorry we didn't do a review of it. Maybe we'll do like a recollection. I think seeing everybody changed up is kind of cool. Even Foxy got, Foxy's around. He has a decent facial hair, I guess, and I can't wait for his awakened devil fruit to do more than Kid does in story.
Jeez,
his
man,
awakened
these guys, bro. These guys. Foxy's a bomb. My damn wisdom teeth's coming out, and y'all making me scream about this. Guy's a bum. He's a bum, and he's trash. But my man Kid gonna make it. Brother, nuts. All right.
We shall see.
Yeah, I like everything that we went over, even though we kind of knew it with the Joy Boy stuff. Just real quick, blazing through everything. I thought it was pretty good. I'm glad we got another Zunisha callback, because Zunisha looking a lot like the Giant, which leads me to believe that maybe the soul of whatever's in the Giant in 116 might also have been an ally of Joy Boy. I think you get kind of what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
And also it does make me wonder, like, again, and I brought this up and I want to get this into the review, because of the fact that like the world wasn't always flooding. It used to be fairly dry, assumingly it still had some oceans and whatever, and lakes or whatever. It makes even less sense for why Zunisha is the way that they are. Like, because they're so massive, they can walk over the red line, a thing that maybe hasn't even existed this whole time. I'm thinking Joy Boy is part of the punishment. I don't think it was actually a punishment, but like a request. Literally took that like a random elephant's legs and just stretched them boys like taffy.
Oh, probably so. I could definitely see it being a
while
request
he was in
of
his
him.
he was in his rubber hose mode.
Mm-hmm. In his gear 5. So
yeah.
I can see it being a thing.
Also great paneling for especially Samurai Gandhi. Again, sorry for not using his actual name. But yeah, great paneling.
I don't think I'm ever call him Ethan, to be honest.
No, yeah, he's
I'm not on a first name basis with him like that. I don't know him.
But it was good looks nonetheless in that chapter. But all right,
I ain't gonna lie, it was a crazy sword feat. Probably the best sword feat in One Piece.
Yeah,
maybe. Who knows?
World's strongest samurai. WSS.
Look, I don't know if he could beat that vampire, bro. I'm just call a spade a spade.
Oh, yeah, Stussy probably not, because he's up for user, but otherwise.
This guy got jokes, bro. Y'all are big jokies today.
Also relevant, the Seraphim are out. That's important. They're just kind of milling about now.
Wait, no, they're still in the bubble. They're just on the ground. They showed that in 116.
Yeah. Well, and in 15, because I just looked like they have a flash panel that looks like they escaped, and then immediately afterward they clarify with S Snake that they're still in the bubble.
Yeah, they're in the bubble. But all right, let's get to 116, because the 116
okay,
is the
I was gonna say, and the last thing, the art with the reveal that the world is singing or whatever is fucking peak. There we go. I said the last thing. It's fucking awesome. Nojiko's hot. There, we've covered all the important bit. Korea's still alive. Miss Golden Week has the apple hat. What's up with that?
Oh my gosh, this guy. Okay, so we're at 116.
Nah, he cooking. Hold
on.
Yeah. Also, you said Vivian joining the crew, but they're on their way. We literally see the news crew. Whatever. Anyway, we're done. Okay, we're done.
We're getting all right. So 116.
War never changes. 116. Let's go.
It starts off with Vegapunk continuing the message. We then see Im looking at what we can assume is Lilli's portrait. Vegapunk is just saying, "Hey, man, Lelucia, you remember that? That was due to Uranus, and basically the ancient weapon that whoever shot it has used some of the mother flame that I created, stole it. That's why that kingdom's no longer existing." We didn't see people's reactions to that. I like the Pell and oh boy looking at whatchamacallit's picture the Oh Boy in Alabaster, even though Pell should be dead,
Sober,
but I
yeah.
digress. We then see other people's reactions, like Elizabello, who's part of the Grand Fleet. He was like, "Hold on, let's go see if Lelouch is still around." And my thing is like, how did you not think about doing that before, brother? But okay, cool. And we see Stussy trying to figure out a pathway to find her stuff to do without the Stella. She says, "Can we let go Kaku?" Showing her love for them, and Edison says, "See, that's what makes you human, Stussy." And she loved that. She started crying. I thought that was a good look. We didn't see the revolutionaries' reactions to what's being said, but not Dragon Sabo or anybody important, which I'm very interested in. We then see when Vegapunk's talking about the ancient weapons and apologizing, prostrating amongst the camera, we see Crocodile and Momonosuke, which is very interesting because that could be said maybe Crocodile's head to Wano. Who knows? Because we know that's where the machine he wanted, Crocodile wanted, is right now. We didn't see Shirahoshi. We see Sengoku looking stressed. But the thing that really threw me for a loop, Akainu says everything. You're going to explain everything, Vegapunk. Very interesting. And then Vegapunk says there were some people who found out all this information, but they ain't do nothing. And that was the former Pirate King's crew. We get a look at we get a look at Crocus, and then Rayleigh's drunken depression state. But meanwhile, while that's happening, the old girl who's the Vegapunk evil person basically says, "Hey, I know where York, I know where the transmission is," and she tells the Gorosei that it's in the giant robot. We then get a beautiful shot of the giant robot walk and continue and seeing if the Gorosei are going to go strike him now. And the chapter ends with drunk Rayleigh saying like, "Don't ruin this, Vegapunk. This is
he's trying to have a sip of alcohol, that way he fights off the shakes because he's a degenerate."
So all right, we can begin in the beginning. I definitely think it's right, interesting. So Jazz, get your slander off.
So look, let's talk about this shit.
Oh, right, actually, real quick. By the way, Lynn, we did get a sub reaction. It was last chapter. You made me speed past.
Look, no, anyway, man, look, we're on 116. We're on 116. Jazz, go ahead. I'm talking about sub reaction to this. Go ahead, Jazz.
You know what's crazy? They didn't react to it because they were like, Vegapunk would never make something that would destroy an island. And then Vegapunk's like, well, I did make that thing. So
facts.
I mean, technically, like,
I've been saying that nigga was like, trash, bro. Vegapunk. No, go ahead, Jazz. Get your cylinder off.
Okay, like to his credit, he didn't know it was happening, and it was still a part of himself. You see, this is that shit that confuses me. Because it's like it's a part of yourself that did it. So it's like, can we really say that
this worse than Oppenheimer? Oppenheimer just made the bomb. This
is literally not worse than anyway. Continue.
No, it is because it's a part of himself, like Jazz just said. It's still him.
But all of Oppenheimer was part of himself. What are you talking about?
I'm saying
Oppenheimer was all in one person.
There wasn't a sixth Oppenheimer who was like, I'm gonna do fiendish shit in the back. You know,
I know it was on him, but I'm
like
just saying.
He knew they were making a bomb.
This one knew, hey, I made the flame, but she gave it to him. Like I'm just made the bomb. He tell you let's go shoot.
Oh, he just made the weapon.
Where's logic? Look, where are the facts? York said, "Take it, go bomb, go do it." Oppenheimer didn't say, "Take my bomb and go bomb."
Okay, but do we want to have a discussion real quick about the flame itself, though? Because let me say this: it obviously is like a Promethean myth analog, you know.
Sure.
You know, because like Vegapunk found a way or took something that helped birth the Mother Flame. So in some ways, Vegapunk is Prometheus here. You know, he gave it, to the world or whatever, and he wanted to like use it for all of humanity. And then York stole part of what he stole and researched, and then used it for evil. And I think that's just very interesting and powerful. And it does make you wonder how this first game to be, and like either A, what knowledge he took to make this, or B, what resources he took to be able to create it. And that further ties into the idea of Lunarians, or maybe this fire isn't like totally, like maybe it's partially alive, maybe it's like a soul fire or something. I don't know.
Could see all that happening. Jazz, get your slander off, my brother, because I know I'm with you on this.
So look, man, I didn't realize it until I read it the second time. But what's crazy, right? is very descriptive paneling that's going on right now. We see Imu and they're talking about how could a 800-year war still be ongoing if nobody's even alive from back then? Why would you rage a war in total secrecy? And I wasn't thinking about it the first time I read it, but those two speech bubbles. Why would a war rage on in total secrecy? It's because this nigga mad he lost his bitch. Is the like, bro, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be one of those things. What's that story? There's like a story where like
Drake and Future.
no, it's like an
Jesus.
ancient it's like an ancient
You
it's
don't
like
want to
an
bring that
ancient
up, Lynn.
folktale or something, but like, there's like if I remember it, I'll bring it up in the next review. But it's like
That's like some Troy shit. Helena
I
Troy.
say-
yeah, I think so. So it's like yeah, he's like, yeah, like, she was a part of our kingdom. She was royalty, and then she saw Joy Boy, this ruffian,
and left.
and then Emu the whole time was like, fuck it. So look what he did, right? It's the same thing Madara did to Obito, right? So obviously Madara wasn't on that type of timing, but let me explain what I mean by
Yeah, Madara only
Emu.
loved one man, and they had to kill
Oh
him
God,
for
look. So look, what Emu did was Emu convinced all the other 20 like the 20 kings, right, that Joy Boy was this bad and evil guy, when the whole time Emu didn't check his guh, so Joy Boy collected his guh, right?
Mhm.
So this is why this conflict is going on, because the whole time I'm like, why would you wage a war about this?
Joy Boy
But
Super
he's
Sim.
looking, but you see, he's not looking at a picture of Luffy. He's not looking at a picture of Shirahoshi. He's not looking at the picture of Blackbeard. He is looking at the picture of
Lilli.
Lilli,
Mhm.
who is BV's
Ancestor. Yep. Looking super sus. And also, I think it's very interesting. I don't think Ian put the thing through the picture. But what about that picture that Sanji found that looked like Vivi that, got the spear from it? I'm like, could be some Lily remnants. Who knows? But
which,
dude's
by
a
the way,
super sim.
Yeah, which by the way, if this is true and that it's motivated by love or lust or whatever, stay away from the young ones. You're 800 years old.
Oh,
Stay away
yeah,
from them.
that's what I was about to say.
Hey,
Dude
lay off the young ones.
Dude is a pedo looking at VV picture. He didn't tear up VV picture. He kept it whole. He know what he doing.
I'm just saying, dude, you give me 800 years and like
A
superpowers
minor.
or whatever, I'd figure something else out. Like maybe that's just me. Maybe
No,
I would
look,
find a way in 800 years to get the fuck over it. But
I
that's me.
feel you. And he was so sick. He said, "Nah, the world gotta suffer. I'm building the red line."
Nah, bro, you know how
But hold
how
on though, we
bad.
got to keep in mind though, after the breakup and everything, after the fight happened in the street, she did then leak all the text and put it
She
on
did.
irreplaceable stone tablets that can't be destroyed.
She did. And she said,
Like,
don't worry, I'm gonna pass on my real boo thing message. Don't you worry.
yeah, she probably has at least a couple passages being like, by the way, Eam, if it is a boy, stack of dimes, like here's an artist rendition, like 20 feet tall or whatever, but it's not proportional.
That shit is crazy, bro. But like, if it is that, man, that makes me like One Piece so much more. Like, it's based on tea and petty shit, bro. That's amazing.
I think that would be kind of fitting for what Oda wants, and also to show like how the people at the top of the world at the end of the day are also just like
just
scumbag.
human, yeah.
Pathetic.
Scumbag.
They're just pathetic.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, so where else y'all want to go about this chapter? I do think I said this to y'all in our text. We also have a video coming out with Kezi from IG, Kezi Jones, where we talk about the flood. But I think the flood's gonna happen. I do. And I think that when it happens, I think that the world has to be ready for it because, well, not necessarily the world. I think more so Shirahoshi and them have to be ready for it because I do like that they showed her, because I think she and the fishermen are going to be the people to save these humans and basically bring the dawn for the fishermen people, I believe.
So let me ask, so we do think Eam can control the flow of the water then?
See, okay, no.
Or do you think it's going to be a long play?
I think it's okay, so I think that the Uranus and the other, and I'm guessing Pluton, if it was used, I think that caused the flooding. How Vegapunk was saying it was man-made. I think Eam created the red line.
Yeah, fair. Because I mean, it does kind of pose in a question if Eam could just do that. Now, granted, maybe
why does he make it flood right now? Like,
well, either why does he make it flood, or why does he need the mother flame? And it's like, well, maybe they can only do like all of it. And it's like, well, I don't want to flood every fucking thing. I want to be able to wipe off an island and then have my other islands
Right.
good.
Also, think about when the Gorosei said we needed a cleansing. That was a pretty hot minute ago, and like it's something that maybe they had to build to get the Mother Flame ready,
Yeah.
do all this shit,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to use Uranus. Because I'm pretty sure we can say that they're using Uranus after this chapter.
Either that or a copy, one of the two.
Yeah, facts. Either
because the way
I think whatever the Mother
Flame
is, it's equal at this point.
Yeah, because the way they said it seems like that was like a power source. Like, that was like the fuel, the fuel for it in a sense. So
could be the fuel for Pluton too. Could be.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild though.
And maybe the blueprints we saw was their way to build something to stop Pluton. And when I'm saying the government, because I'm assuming Joy Boy had Pluton. If not, Pluton was Joy Boy's like boat ship, his personal one.
I will agree though, although I will say one thing, and maybe this could be kind of funny. Frankie has offered to build Pluton for Luffy.
He did.
Like a time or two. He's been like, Luffy, just so you know, I still got it locked in. You want this ship? And he's like, I really like the sun. He's like, gotcha. But I will say that does kind of pose a question of, so does he know how to make the Mother Flame? Or would he just be like, hey, I don't have this power source, but if I just put like 5 million barrels of cola in it, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
Imagine a whole island getting eviscerated by just like fucking pure Coca-Cola.
Especially because like Vegapunk's tower right there, as they're talking about the Mother Flame, if you look at the second page, it looks like a giant cola bottle. Like now that it without a top.
Oh yeah, it does. That's funny. No, it really does. Okay.
Might be some foreshadowing.
I could definitely see that shit happening though. But
also, so real quick, because Cobra is dead, confirmed, everyone else is back at Alabasta. Are they just like ruling by committee right now, I guess, with like the 3 old men ruling in their stead? Because like Alabasta's not freaking out right now, and they're having a proper funeral for Cobra.
You think it's Pell in the gang?
I think
the old man that was looking at Vivi's post.
Yeah, Pell, Igaram, and the guy Shaka.
That looks like Sentamaru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy with the perfect bob.
Yeah, I always forget his name. I guess that's because he was not in like a life or death situation.
He was
not. I say he's definitely like the lesser of the two. I just know that he's like a jackal, which is cool. But yeah, and he's got the crispiest bob I've ever seen.
The other thing about this chapter that interests me is that we see Crocodile next to Momonosuke. Is that just them saying, hey, these two know about Pluton? Or is that saying, hey, Cross Guild may go to Wano to get Pluton? How do y'all feel on that? Because I've seen both sides on Twitter.
Sometimes I feel like we're seeing reactions and like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like characters that already knew this information, I think they're just showing them because it's like
as a reminder,
like because they know.
I needed like,
and that's why I said,
yeah, both. I knew that, but like he's like, I'm glad somebody else is saying this because it doesn't make my crazy harebrained scheme seem.
If anything, I think Crocodile's chomping on the cigar right now because he's mad as fuck. He's like, shut the fuck up. My big thing in the story was I was the only one who remembered that shit,
and that's why
everybody.
And that's why I said, is it just to show that hey, those two know it, or is it to foreshadow something else? And it very well could just be those two people in particular, those two groups know about Pluton.
I do think it's also meant to like almost contrast, like, Momonosuke over here is still kind of young, loose lips, almost gave the game away in front of a bunch of, normal people. Meanwhile, Crocodile, who's the big bad but they own Pluton because they just have it. Meanwhile, Crocodile, who's the schemer and did all this or whatever and put all the plans in place, is like, I still don't know where that fucking ship is. And I might never know where that.
Robin knew it was in Wano, but she was like,
yeah. She was like, I would rather die than let this person know.
No, yeah, facts. Another thing that bugs me with this chapter is Akainu, who is sitting there and basically goes, Vegapunk, you're telling them everything? Hold on, nigga. You knew this?
I need to see what the translation is in the official.
Yeah, for sure.
This makes him look okay. Look. So
this makes him look terrible.
Even before this, we see like Sengoku just like huffing down like cookies as if he's trying not to like
talk. Yeah,
to talk either. So it's like, okay, so hold on now. Y'all knew this at some capacity, right?
See, it has to be at some. I think they know about the ancient weapon. That's what I think they know. I think they know, and I think Akainu knows that they blew Lelouch out the water. I don't think he know about Im. I don't think he know about some of that other shit.
Yeah. I don't think he knows about like the stuff in the background. Like I don't think he knows about ancient kingdom stuff.
I think he just knows the Gorosei controlled this weapon and is the cause of why this kingdom went away. As the fleet admiral, I'm assuming he would know that.
I don't necessarily even know if he knows the Lelouch got wiped off the map. Because that sounds like very Celestial Dragon shit. Like even the Gorosei seem to only, and I mean like the elders and Eam seem to be the only ones to know.
And some, and we saw that in 15 with some looking at the Celestial Dragons, they didn't know some of that shit, and that's why they were like, hold up, what? So
Akainu and them seem to barely know a ton about the Seraphim, let alone the Mother Flame, which I think is a much higher level about it.
But see, the fact that Sengoku and Akainu both look stressed is in the fact that. If the translation is everything you're gonna explain, what is the everything? It could be, and he looks pissed, like pissed.
Because I don't think, because people were saying like, well, maybe he's like shocked at his message, but this doesn't seem like a shock. This seems like this seems like a fuck. This was supposed to be a secret. Why are you telling this? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it makes me look bad as the Marine that this shit is happening and I have no control over it.
On one hand, I think so, but I think on some level he's maybe also a little pissed of like, you're talking about shit I don't even know, or I thought it was just a legend and whatever. But it's like, but wait, the government's been funding this. They didn't tell me. I'm the head honcho, and then he's being reminded, wait, no, I'm not. The fucking Celestial Dragons are doing shit or whatever. I think
I definitely think it's a combination of both, like Vegapunk saying things that I know, and then I'm mad about I'm learning things that I should have known that I don't know that y'all didn't tell me, and like it's fucked. I really don't control this shit. I think it's both of what we're saying for sure.
And I think if I can be honest about Sengoku, I think a lot of it is just stress eating in general. Of like, he doesn't know where Garp is. Vegapunk is either dead or broadcasting, but also they're fighting a war with the Yonko somewhere, and he's just like, on one hand, I'm sure he's like, man, I'm glad I retired, but on the other hand, it's like, man, everything I worked to build might be being destroyed again because some loudmouth, just like Whitebeard, is talking and no one can shut their ass up.
Facts.
Getting flashbacks of another old man.
But I definitely think that there's a reason why it's Sengoku stress eating and Suru just chilling. And
I don't think
we didn't see. I don't think she knows shit. Like I think it's Sengoku and Akainu that's like, oh damn, like this shit's fucked.
I would like if maybe we got another look at like say Aokiji or some of the other admirals to know like
because what if that's why Aokiji left? Like what if that's why he joined Blackbeard because of this shit? He realized I couldn't do it this way type situation.
Right. Damn,
so
that's crazy.
And overall, I think because Akainu isn't like necessarily a stranger to a Buster Call, but Aokiji didn't really want to do it. He never would have agreed with the Mother Flame. Like if that's something that was at all allowed to know about, which I will say, flip it. Sengoku obviously backed Aokiji. If he knew about the Mother Flame or that was even a possibility, he might have backed.
And maybe why he chose Aokiji. Like, because
he's like, you can stop this, maybe.
And maybe that's why Aokiji knows what he knows because Sengoku had to, because that was his choice, and they were trying to prevent something. But
Teach also still cares about the ancient weapons.
True.
So him having Aokiji, who may or may not know about Uranus at the very least, could be important.
True. Right. Very, very true. All right. I think the next most important thing is the fact that the robot's walking in that's probably where Vegapunk put the message.
I don't think he's walking anymore. He's stanced up.
Oh, you don't think he's moving?
He's standing on business.
He's ready for a fight mode. Okay, well, all right, bet. Do y'all think he about to go ham? Like, how strong do y'all think this robot's about to be?
After all,
I think the robot's the reason why Luffy and them will be able to escape. I do think that's why.
Yeah, I mean, I think something we keep overlooking is the fact that like we've seen a lot of big monsters lately with the Gorosei and stuff. I think we haven't in a while got a chance to remind ourselves the giant is absurd.
Huge
and full of smoke.
It's like towering. It's like towering.
It's the biggest thing there. yeah, it is the biggest thing there.
It's like Ors 2
as well, like which is crazy.
Yeah.
So
like it might literally be like the body of old Ors.
Could be, or they could have based the design off of old Ors. Because look, it has the horns too, right? Where so very. Or what if that was Ors's armor? like just
Yeah.
getting real metal with it, like just
Yeah, and we do also know that at least some theories speculate that Joy Boy was either maybe a giant or that an important crew member, maybe his vice was a giant. That's why the giant straw hat. This could be that dude, whatever is left of him, crammed into that armor.
oh yeah, you're still on the
I want to,
Iron Maiden
yeah. I want to
theory.
see. I want to see
Yeah.
him talk. I wish we got like just maybe a little bit of dialogue from
Yeah,
him. I
he has
hope
the
we get.
same eyes as Zunisha, which is a living creature.
Mm-hmm. He
So
does. He does. A living creature from that time period, we can
yeah,
assume as well.
yeah, because not to bring it back, but chapter 1115, we do get a panel where they talk about the homies of Joy Boy. Yeah, literally came to a close with the defeat of Joy Boy, the Wisdom Tree, and then it shows the giant and Zunisha
Anisha.
both
Yeah,
hanging out right
both.
next to each other on panel.
Who are the potential crew of Joy Boy? No, that's a fact.
Yeah.
All
Plus, with
right.
Zunisha how he is right now, if he's like, "Speak, giant, tell me what's up," he can
Probably
bend
could.
reality to make him speak. Probably.
Hey, look, I'm gonna give it to you. If it is the Iron Maiden thing, that would be fucking crazy. But I could see it being it because those eyes in the panel. Yeah, no, I could definitely see it being that and not technology. But
I'm
man,
down for whatever. I just like the giant.
Rayleigh looking
Yeah,
sad, boy. Rayleigh and
Mhm.
we're done with the 90s jazz. These old pirates looking fucking weak, boy. But I get okay, being that we're the reader, I know that they couldn't do anything because they didn't have the things ready to go to do the shit that they needed to do.
They had none of the prerequisites
Yeah,
to actually
facts.
like do something.
Because see,
They were
Vegapunk doesn't know that. That's
Mhm.
another thing. Vegapunk doesn't know what they needed to do what he thinks they should have done. Like 100%. We
Yeah,
know that as
and
a reader.
yeah, and also on top of that, we got to remember Roger's crew. They had a few people with skills on them, but they were mostly all warriors. They mostly just bore our story to the sea. They were mostly just those guys, way bigger crew than the Straw Hats, all pretty much like top tiers. You know, like especially when you have like the first 10 or whatever. I'm sure they were all
They
strong
could
as
have
fuck.
fought, but they just didn't
And
have
they took way longer to get to the One Piece,
true.
respectfully.
That's
You
the
know,
last journey. This is Luffy's first journey,
yeah,
essentially.
and I
Right.
that Rayleigh himself even said when you get there, you might read it and it means something different to you. Obviously, Vegapunk's smartest man in the world, super genius, possible killer of a bunch of people if you're Lin, would see it differently, and he would probably
Feeling
come at it from
regret,
a
yeah.
very he would probably come at it from a very utilitarian point of view of like, oh, this and this has the higher number of people saved. This means a lot of people have to die, but this
Mm-hmm.
number's bigger. Easy answer.
He's going
Do
for
the
the
this.
yeah, facts.
And I
Right.
also posit that the world may not have even been flooded enough, or some sort of puzzle might have a timing thing to it. Like they physically, literally were not there at the right time and
And
weren't going to be because Roger was going to die.
and the fact that they didn't have a Poseidon to because like I think that's key with no Pluton. I think it's like if you don't have Pluton, then you need Poseidon because they have Uranus, and it's like
Mhm.
Roger didn't have
Right.
either. So
Roger-
Also, Luffy has I think Luffy has a strictly stronger voice of all things than Roger does.
probably
At least
so.
at this point,
From what we've seen, you
Yeah.
know, from what we've seen for sure, I could get down with that. You drunk ass
Mhm.
Rayleigh, man,
Yeah.
get up, old man.
Dude, this
Get
is like
up.
watching Icy on Twitter talk about the Drake Kendrick beef and being like, back in my day, we handled it different. And it's like, all right, man, it's fine.
Well, I think the interesting thing about this though is that like okay, so I saw this earlier and it made me laugh, but it was like the reason that Roger laughed and they all laughed at Laugh Tale is because like the story of Joy Boy was a tragedy, but they were laughing because they were like, well, fuck, we can't do nothing about it. So they were just laughing as like they were laughing as just like, well, somebody else gonna have to do it for us. Like, we
Facts.
ain't doing it.
Also, Jazz, if Eam really did simp over a bitch, I'd be laughing too.
Dude, I'm telling you, the last one has a little pictogram of Eam, just dimes.
It's actually just like they carved a little picture. You know the meme where the dude's like sitting in the cuck chair
Mhm.
and it's like Eam sitting in the cuck chair.
Yeah,
while
the cup chair is the royal
like,
chair that no one's allowed to
like
sit
that.
on.
Yeah,
Or it's a
yeah.
picture of Eam pulling Lily's hand, or pulling Lily's hand, and Lily's like, looking at Joy Boy walk the other way.
Dude,
I need to make that meme.
Eam was hoping he was going to be that meme of the guy in high school who sees the girl walk away with the thug or whatever, and then she comes back later pregnant, and she never came back ever. She
No, it's
literally was
actually-
like, "I would rather found the island of women than deal with your ass.
It's actually like 800 years later, and he's like beat it, chick, and Vivi's like,
Yeah.
who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's crashing out, like hallucinating, and be like,
That man been crashing out for 800 years. He gotta stop.
dude, that's a strong streak. I kind of almost respect it. I've never had it that bad.
She must have been. I ain't gonna lie. When Oda draw her in that Void Century flashback, I ain't gonna lie. She gotta look like the whole nine. She gotta look like damn near Zendaya combined with Sydney Sweet.
Did Eve have her name in his Rolodexes? Grippy. Grippy.
Dude.
What's wrong with you?
This true brain rot on the One Piece reviews, baby.
And I'm not gonna lie, again, all of this gets even funnier in my opinion if he turns out to be a lady.
But, yes, because then it turns into the WNBA. I didn't say this before. I was waiting to on the pod, but yes, if it turns into a woman, it's like what just happened in the WNBA. How somebody hit one of the women, and then her ex, who was on the team with the woman who hit, went and pushed her. But that's our teammate. What's wrong with you?
Hey, look,
Lynn's on the tee. I didn't realize that.
It's real grimy out here, man. It's real grimy out here, though.
2024 is wild, bro.
I respect Oda making a 20-plus-year-old story or whatever, and at the end it ends up being on like some Mari shit.
I would love it, bro. That shit would be because that's what a beautiful way.
Luffy.
Because honestly, if we look at it, this Eam situation is basically Alabasta and Dressrosa, but for 800 years. Like more so Alabasta, how he got these two people to fight, warned that shouldn't have been fighting, but he was ruling from the outside. That type of shit. But for 800 years. But I mean, give us a better reason than other reasons before. Like Alabasta was about rain, resources. Same thing with Inaru with Verse. And Doflamingo's thing because he was crazy.
I mean, but I would posit that right now the current problem is because of rain too, Lynn. The world's flooding.
Well, yeah, that mother. I could also see it being about the resource of the mother flame. But I would prefer if it's about some tea shit than resource.
I would prefer if it's about the.
Meanwhile, I work in environmental activism, and I'm like, I think this is a pretty good allegory so far.
Oh no, I know you like it. It's not bad.
I like a world where we can have both. I like it messy and also the world's ending.
It would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot of sense because then it would be that play on like, okay, so he like they like Eam is like royalty, right? So it's like you've had everything you could ever have your whole entire life, but the one thing you can't have
you killing for.
Yeah, the one thing you didn't have was consent.
Could be that too. Could be that too.
I see you clock that T.
Now, I will also say, for that matter, meanwhile, back up in Skypiea, they're just hanging out above the world.
Yeah,
I'm not really worried.
Skypiean's really like only problem was like Inaru. Like, to be honest,
Skypiea probably when this shit was going on, like, damn, we tried to come down and help y'all. Because think about the thing, scene with in the moon where some person came down to help, and then war broke out. Skypiea probably went down, and it was like, fuck this, you niggas crazy. I'm staying up here. Y'all killed the Lunarians.
Well, we also got to keep in mind that they also have resource war because like there's so very little land. True. And like they aren't losing land, but they never had a lot to begin with. And I'll also say this, actually, it's very important for Skypiea to try and save the Blue Sea because they can't make more of that shit. And if it all goes underwater, how the fuck are they going to like, at least theoretically, they could come down now, have a powerful Dover producer, or, have a knock upstream, and boom, new island, new place to inhabit. If all that goes underwater and the knock upstream either doesn't work anymore or it's whatever, they're never going to get more land ever.
And see, the reason what you just said about how if the flood happens, it messes up everyone except one group. I think it has to happen for the fishermen to save the world so they're no longer viewed a certain type of way. I
agree. But even then, they also want to chill out on dry land. They don't want to be like, oh boy,
they do. But if it floods, they're not fucked though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Like if they definitely want to live on the sun, they definitely want a new dawn. They want to live amongst the humans and have their own place. But if it does flood, they're the only people who can survive on.
I would like to see Jinbei and Arlong come back together to have a talk about it.
That would be interesting.
Arlong be like, we were going to take over the islands, but I mean, fuck it. We are genetically predisposed to not give a shit about this. And Jinbei's like, first of all, even if we were just being selfish, I want a beachfront property. Second of all, that's fucked up. Arlong, we need to talk about this.
I would love if the world floods. We gotta see Arlong's perspective at that point. That would be got to. Anything else y'all got about the chapter?
I'm gonna love it when Arlong comes back into the story here and he first commander level.
Yeah.
Hey, look, he might
the free buffs.
He might power cliff, brother.
I need the power cliff to be absolutely ridiculous.
If Arlong comes back, you think him and Kizaru gonna box or what?
Wait,
Kizaru's the first one who locked him up, remember?
Yeah, they should box.
I mean, I say boxing, it was a slaughter.
Yeah,
it was a fucking slaughter.
Yeah, there wasn't much you could do.
I still don't think there's much you could do, but overall, I think between these two chapters, very good. Lin, you didn't necessarily look, I've been defending him, but look, Vegapunk took blame. He literally said, "I'm an accessory."
That's why he prostrated himself to the world, because he was
what?
Like,
is he forgiven yet?
No, not yet.
God damn,
not yet.
What the fuck, dude?
He can't be forgiven until I see some shit work out because of what he just did. Now, if things work out because of what he just did, then I'm gonna say, all right, you didn't die. You didn't die a fuck nigga. You died solid. You was a fuck nigga, but you died solid.
Lin, he's doing what literally everyone wants someone to do about
the
or whatever, and being like, everyone's always like, can somebody please just leak it already?
I know. I'm not mad at it. That's a great start, brother. That's a great start, you leaking this.
What about the reason why Lelisa?
What about the Lelousians? What about them who is gone? They can't do shit about this. Vegapunk fault. He could have said, I don't know how to make it, but he's too curious and was like, I gotta make the mother flame. I'm Vegapunk, smartest nigga here.
Oh, wait, okay, so
he's like, I'm gonna give people infinite energy.
So
no more resource wars.
He should have known that shit wasn't gonna work.
Wait. So this is what's confusing me. Okay, right. So Vegapunk made the mother, not made the mother flame, but I guess found a way to
he slapped it together.
Yeah, he replicated a new version of it. Yeah.
So if that's the case, it was just used as the fuel for said weapon, right?
Stolen, by the way.
Stolen by York.
Okay, stolen by York.
He didn't build the weapon that shot it out.
No,
he built the battery.
Jay seemingly made it.
He built the battery.
If you build Duralast, are you at fault when it's put in a ray gun?
Okay, that's a good question.
So I say, Lin, it's not like he even made a gun. He just made the concept that you could maybe turn metal into a bullet.
He made the ultimate no. Nigga, go make a machine that gives everybody food. Don't worry about this damn.
Lin, he made a powder that
why they don't have it? Why they don't have it? Why the world don't have it?
Because the government wasn't trying to fund that.
Yeah, they were like, you can have it on your island. They were probably like, yeah, don't worry, for sure, we'll get it. And you know what they did? They threw that bitch in the ocean, like so many carbon.
Well, Vegapunk, you should have transported that shit around. Instead, you was like, oh no, I gotta be the top guy and make this ultimate battery.
I think he was planning to, and that's why they were going to kill him.
Well,
that's why he recorded the goddamn death.
They said,
you made it.
They said, wait a minute, you want to give energy to everybody? All right, nigga, you done too much. Like, we don't care about you researching ancient history, but
look,
free energy for everybody? Nah,
I'm just saying, if he would have accomplished his goal, he stood on business. He lucky he not dying a fuck nigga, because he almost could have.
Damn. I'm glad I'm not like part of a sports team that Lin is a fan of. Wait, actually, yeah, another thing about how you have all the smoke for Dr. Vegapunk, but you will sit here and defend the Pelicans all day long.
I can.
No matter what.
I don't defend the Saints, though. Saints a bunch of bitches right now. Niggas trash. The Pelicans went through injuries. This is completely different than that.
You know what's a big injury? Getting speared through the chest by a spider limb.
Hey, you know who was a real one? Shout out to Yasuye. That's a real one. Went out on his deathbed, stood on business. Vegapunk, bye, nigga.
But he did the same thing as Vegapunk, actually. It's funny. We're having three things kind of in a row.
Yasuye stole food from Orochi and them and was delivering it in the middle of the night with a smile on his face. Yasuye said, I'ma help people. I don't care.
Vegapunk stole government funding and then helped.
And built what? And built what for people? What they got
Energy-
from
but
Vegapunk?
no.
The
They have
bullets that turn
they have
bullets
they
into
have
flowers.
they
Dude,
have
the what? Wait, no.
refrigerators.
See, y'all saying
They have clean energy.
and see that's the difference
On
between
his one item
Yasuye
alone.
and Vegapunk. Yeah, it would be this would be the same if Yasuye just stole the food and hoarded it. No, Yasuye stole the food and gave it to people. Vegapunk ain't give none of this shit to nobody. It's on his island.
Lynn,
Yeah.
he made it and passed it out. Like, oh,
Pass it out to who? To who? Why is Gold Kingdom still starving?
They showed panels of people being like, "Oh, that's Dr. Vegapunk. He
yeah,
made
he's
this.
the
He made
best.
energy
He's
for
the
our
Riz
city.
Lord.
He did
Lynn-
this for our city."
Lynn, the only reason why this podcast is happening is because Vegapunk made the Din Din Mushies that everyone now has.
Okay, so he made Din. Man, what a food helping people out. Why people starving? Why Gold Kingdom still starving? Why all these places is in
That's the
turmoil?
world government. What are you talking about?
Hand out your
That's
food.
not a Vegapunk
Lynn,
problem.
I'm
That's a
saying,
world
yeah,
government problem.
Lynn,
Wait,
I don't know. Why did T-Bone allow himself to be killed? Because the world government was allowing people to starve.
Bum. Vegapunk.
Dude, wait, now I think about it, Lynn, he literally made a replicator that seemingly can make whatever food you want from nothing.
Where's that at? Oh, it's on Egghead. If it's on Egghead, that shit does not matter to
Lynn,
me
he
because they
was
don't have
trying
it.
to get away from Egghead.
see,
He was going to hand it out. Lynn,
He was gonna hand it out. No. You wanted to be
Lynn,
that he was gonna hand it
Lynn,
out. We don't know
the
he was
wor-
gonna hand that
Lynn,
shit
the
out.
world government was responsible for handing it out. That's the
And
only
wait,
mistake he ever made.
only reason why he leaving is because they was gonna kill him because he know about the ancient world. His ass would have stayed there and still made them shit if they wasn't coming kill him.
But
And we all know that's true.
Lynn,
He would have
Lynn, we
stayed
literally
and made them.
Lynn, we've literally seen that Vegapunk is bad at war. We saw it in Mads. He can't actually make decent weapons, really. They always come with some weird little peaceful
look,
side effect.
I consider York
Like,
him too.
he-
York
like he
part
made
of
the
him.
oh wow, how convenient.
York is a part of him.
Well, that's really hold on. I guess that's really weird, Lynn, because I guess that means I want to fuck that old man. But
You
anyways,
do, brother. Hey, it's okay. Nothing wrong
guess
with
what?
that.
It's not gonna stop me.
All right, that's it for this week.
I don't
No,
care. I don't care if they
actually,
turn
wait.
the neural link off.
You know what's actually
Make
kind
all
of
the
funny
satellites watch. Make Daft
you know
Punk
what-
watch too.
Yeah, like, bro, you know it's actually kind of funny to think about. Like 2 times in a row, CP0 probably would have fucked up. Because you got to think about it. The first time CP0 fucked up, they unleashed Joy Boy back onto the world because Kaido had killed Luffy, right, for that period of time. And then if the Straw Hats never went to Egghead and say like it was Kid or Law, CP0 would have gone along with their mission and actually
won.
eliminate. But no, they wouldn't have won because he knew that they were coming. So they would have killed him.
Well, Kizaru would have got him.
Well, no, like what I'm saying is like they would have killed him and this message still would have went out.
Oh,
yeah, but I think the
saying,
Strike Crew's kind of helping hold them off. But then again, if Luffy's not there, I don't know if the Gorosei teleport.
Yeah, like I don't know if the Gorosei.
Well, Saturn was wasn't Kizaru
Saturn was
going? Yeah, Saturn and Kizaru were going no matter what.
Hold on. Well, no, because they wanted to do the assassination.
Facts.
They only came after it turned into a siege.
After they found out Luffy over there. True, but I mean, I'm assuming if Kizaru found out that Kid or Law was there, I think he would have won. I don't think he was sending all the battleships like they doing right now.
Look, you know what?
Actually,
unpopular take, right?
Vegapunk's Island probably would have fought them because they wouldn't have come at it like Luffy did. Because keep in mind, whenever Luffy first shows up, they are attacked by those Sea King, the Mecha Sea Kings, because and it's only because Luffy's chill like that they were allowed to keep going. Kid would have just started attacking.
Yeah, for sure,
and maybe tried to raid Vegapunk for his tech. Law, I don't think would have bothered to go to Vegapunk because he'd been like, "Oh, that's Vegapunk's island. I don't want that."
Yeah, he might not have went.
He would have stayed his ass in the water and kept going.
But I digress. Great chapter this week, fellows. That's pretty much it.
Kid would have got low diff by a fucking S Bear Ursa shock. He wouldn't even got on the island.
Listen,
we done for today.
One Piece is a story that lets you know. Listen, if you are old and do something cool with your life, make sure that whenever you go out, you yell and scream about your entire life because it'll change the world. We've seen it happen like 5 times now between Whitebeard, Yasue, Vegapunk. If you're old, just start telling everybody the tea from what you knew back in the day. all your ex-girlfriends, all that shit from the 70s, 80s, and 50s.
And every government official. It doesn't matter if they're about to
Mhm.
assassinate you the next day. Look, just do it. Just do
Yeah.
it. No tweet.
Out them.
Yeah.
But all right, fellas, that's everything. Jazz, tell the people where they can follow you at on social media.
You can follow me on Instagram, Jazzy Boy. You can follow me on Twitter, Real Jazzy Boy. You can follow me on TikTok, Cornell D God.
All right, yeah, make sure y'all go follow Jazz Versen and tell the people they can follow you at on social media.
I forgot it bad for the CP agents. They're getting eaten by the fucking worm. They just got out and they're getting eaten by the
I know.
fucking...
I saw that and I was like, dude, why is he doing that?
It's
like, he don't even need to do that. Like,
That's
Fuck them niggas.
they
Tell
just
them they can find you.
Oda just had to have Jupiter do something because that I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. Him and Saturn look like trash.
Yeah, I was
They look
hyped
like
because of
trash.
Dune, but now that Dune's wearing away, I'm less hyped about the giant worm. Unlike Eam, who had a small worm. Anyway,
Yeah, dude.
you can find me at Versen the Vassal pretty much anywhere. You can find me with my government name, Josh Juska, pretty much anywhere. I have 2 new jobs, so neither of them are front facing, but just letting y'all know, I got money now.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Versen. We love to hear that.
He said he got bread. Look. So look, if y'all need y'all hair did, y'all nails done, look,
Call
go
him.
hit up Joshua Charles Claire on
Call
every
him.
single social media.
He got you.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. I'll do a charity case, but I will probably... I might actually be going to Britain in 2 months, so that's cool.
Hell yeah. All right.
For
Well,
a
y'all make sure y'all
conference.
go follow Versen and Jazz. Until next time, y'all have a good one and peace.